Patrick Bet David apparently just exposed Rick Ross for doing crack.
Patrick Bet David just kept bringing up these people because every time he brought them up, Rick Ross would give him a viral clip. Now, eventually, Rick Ross' commentary on one of these people backfired when Patrick Bet David would fact check him in the middle of Rick Ross hating on this person. But the first person that Patrick Bet David brought up that Rick Ross didn't want to talk about was 50 Cent. But when 50 Cent name came up, Rick Ross took the opportunity to expose that 50 Cent apparently lives in a 2-bedroom shack.
Rose, the history with you and 50, is it better now? You guys now friends? Like, do you guys talk now, or is it still no relationship?
Nah, homie Wash, we've never been cool.
From day one?
No.
This is a big business you guys are a part of. You guys are two of the heavyweights in the business.
I mean, what is there to talk about?
A lot of things to talk about. History, the beef.
What kind of history? That he couldn't dress? That's all I used to tell him. Yo, you can't dress. You're not really getting no money. You don't own your masters. Eminem saved you. Dr. Dre saved you. All the big names. Rose did it himself. I came in through slip and slide. I had to build this myself.
Congratulations. Let me tell you something. You don't get no extra points because you ain't had no help. That's not how life works. Right? You're supposed to get help. And nothing wrong with getting help. Somebody helping you with your career or your basketball knowledge or your job or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to get help. And that's okay.
And I'm not speaking down on him because he live in a 2-bedroom apartment, but
He lives in a 2-bedroom apartment?
2-bedroom. Catch the alley hoop now. You gotta win by Yama this bitch.
2-bedroom apartment.
Yes, he does. And if he does, what does that say about him? Come on now. Just the alley hoop. Come on now. What does it say about him?
You're saying 50 lives in a 2-bedroom. He just did a big documentary on Diddy that blew up. It was a #1 documentary for like weeks.
They just use him. They'll put his name on there, give him 10K, and that's it. He don't own any of that.
Listen, y'all, YouTube and Meta might owe you up to $1,000 if you or your child grew up on social media. If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health issues, you should hear this. Recently, a jury just ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They know that their apps can cause anxiety, depression, or body image issues, but they never shared those risks with us. They never made us sign anything that we knew the risk. They just maximized their profits. And the recent historic verdict underscores the consequences of those decisions. But you better not worry. Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm that they have caused. Click the link in my bio to take a very short questionnaire quiz because you might be entitled to a potential recovery of over $1,000.
Patrick Bet David knows nothing about hip-hop media, hip-hop news. So it was kind of funny to see how Rick Ross was kind of spinning him. But one thing he did do that, we did appreciate, he did at least try to offer pushback against Rick Ross.
That was just
like whenever Rick Ross will go off on these tangents about one of the people he brought up, Patrick Bet David will have somebody actively try to debug Rick Ross. Even now, when Ross was bringing up the fact that 50 Cent is broke, he pulled up an article of 50 Cent paying his son $10,800 a month, which again, it's a fake article. That doesn't happen. Rick Ross will take that opportunity though to bring up 50 Cent's son, the young one, who's I think is 8 or 9 years old. Now, I think this is below the belt for Rick Ross, but Rick Ross will tell Patrick Bet David he took the son fishing, when the mama came on Star Island and she was getting bust down in one of the houses.
Oh, no,
that's crazy. I'm assuming that's when the mom and Diddy were dating and Rick Ross and Diddy were cool, so Rick Ross will be over at Diddy's crib. The mom is getting bust down in the house while Rick Ross is taking the son fishing. But he would give the son a nickname, which, again, altogether, I think this is below the belt.
Yeah, that's low down.
But Rick Ross and 50 Cent has...
I know his younger son. I met his younger son. I took his younger son fishing before.
This is when you guys were good?
I call him Bruce Leroy. That's him right there, the little Chinese-looking one. Yeah.
Did you say the little Chinese-looking?
Yeah, he looked like Bruce Lee,
Bruce Leroy.
That's what I call him.
And you took him fishing?
Yeah.
And 50 knew you're taking him fishing?
I don't know. He may have told his dad, like, yo, Rose.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Were you guys ever good, the two of you?
No, he just
Who,
said.
his son?
No, you and 50.
No, the son mom used to be on Star Island. And so little man I've been there.
I got it. Okay, now I know. I read that story.
And what? Like, what's going on, bro? If the mom is fucking Diddy, why are you bringing your son over here? Why are you letting your son go fishing with another man? That you know, this is just insane.
Mom be in the house doing whatever she
and that's
doing,
low down dirty on everybody's part.
And out, you know.
I got it.
Rick offers to buy 50.
So this is great. I mean, it sounds
I offered to buy the son a puppy just because I knew Bruce Leroy. What?
That was below the belt and too much from my perspective. But Rick Ross and 50 Cent has done unbelievably evil things to each other that is hard for me to say this is too much.
Man, all this shit
we
crazy,
have an understanding of what 50 Cent has done to Rick Ross.
Yeah, I know you're gonna lie. 50 is crazy too, though.
This next person, right, that Patrick Bet-David brings up, this one for some reason got Rick Ross really pissed off, really heated. He even tried to get Patrick Bet-David not to talk about it. Like, he tried to get him to switch subjects, but Patrick Bet-David wouldn't. So because he wouldn't, Rick Ross just took the opportunity to levy some serious accusations against him.
But there was about a period of my life that I kept bringing people on because I wanted to find out who killed Tupac. So I brought on Freeway Rick Ross. I don't know what it was, probably 10 years ago. I did podcasts 2 times with him. And he came on and we spoke. And your name came up. And the lawsuit, he tried to sue you twice. I've never seen somebody try to sue somebody twice. That at the end, is it true that at the end of the lawsuit, he had to pay for your legal fees?
By now, everybody pretty much knows the story. If you guys are not aware, right, let me remind you guys of some age-old lore that you should be aware of if you're watching this channel.
I know what you're about to say.
There's a guy from California called Freeway Rick Ross. Now, Rick Ross' entire story in terms of his drug dealing past, being a kingpin, that right there was Rick Ross imitating the life and career of Freeway Rick Ross.
Right.
Rick Ross was a correctional officer. He ain't never sold drugs, but Rick Ross rapped
about
a lifestyle that Freeway Rick Ross thought was Rick Ross imitating him.
Right.
So when Freeway Rick Ross, when he got out of jail, Rick Ross sued the rapper Rick Ross for essentially
stealing
copyright infringement, for stealing his life story without giving him any credit. Now, I couldn't possibly understand or know how Rick Ross thought he could get money from the rapper Rick Ross.
I don't know how he thought that.
I just don't understand.
Nigga, you don't own the name.
Like, what crime would that have been? Right? Like, yo, if he would have won, imagine how many other lawsuits there would be. Right, like imagine how somebody, hey, listen, right? It was stupid, but
literally
he sued. Now, not only did he lose the lawsuit, but he owed the rapper Rick Ross lawyer fees. Now,
that's crazy.
The rapper Rick Ross hates to talk about the real Rick Ross.
Yeah,
like he hates it.
Like
every time his name is brought up, is very.
It's like certain rappers and certain people, they want to skip over the bullshit that's on their name. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to address that. They just want to make it. They just want everybody to act like it never happened. Act like they don't know. Act like it never existed. You know what I'm saying?
In short, now this time around, he took the opportunity to expose and levy some serious accusations against the real Rick Ross. Now, one of those accusations being that the real Rick Ross is a crack user.
He wasted a lot of people's time. I hope he's coping with the crack addiction that he been dealing with this whole time. And
yeah, he just on here saying anything. He gonna get sued.
I hope your listeners, I hope you didn't disappoint your listeners listening to that shit. I just hope, man, you gotta maintain a certain level of quality, and you've allowed it to dip
to
a few times.
Putting him on.
I mean, you should go and look at your ratings. Pull up the ratings.
Rob, type in YouTube Rick Ross Bet-David. Let's see how he performed. I don't know actually how he performed, but let's look it up.
Let's look it up.
Type in Bet-David and Rick Ross. Watch the cult guy come up first. 1.6 million.
The cult guy, you get.
No, but right there, that's Freeway Rick Ross was what, 6 years ago? Click on that. I think it performed pretty well.
Yeah, it did.
It
probably
did okay.
Did better than you and Rick Ross.
1.6 million.
What you call it?
You want to go to the comment section? Let's see what the audience said.
Rick Ross actually comes back and revisits and double down on accusing Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross.
Put it like this. Put it like this. PBD podcast and Rick Ross. This shit got 80,000 views for the full interview. When he interviewed the real Rick Ross, it got 1 million views. Now I'm looking at all the clips. I don't see no clips. Even when he breaks up the interview, I see 4,000 views in 16 hours, 25,000 views in 19 hours, 8,000 views in 21 hours. Like you getting not even half the many views is the guy who you fucking stole half shit from. Like, that's the only thing I don't respect about Rick Ross is like, okay, I don't think there's nothing wrong with taking somebody's story, right? Using that as a rap persona and getting rich off. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Like, movies do that shit all the time. Like, if I make a story, if I make a movie and I want that movie to, the lead character in that movie to be just like Tariq St. Patrick from Power, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is when you try to act like that's really you. Yeah, you try to act and you try to discredit him every time you talk about him, and you don't want to act like you didn't get that from that person. Like, if I see a nigga with a jacket on, I'm like, boy, that jacket fly than a motherfucker. Where you get that from? And then I'll buy the jacket. I'm not gonna buy the jacket and act like I made the jacket or I'm the one that made. No, nigga. Hey, shout out to, let's say it was fucking Chris Brown. Hey, shout out to Chris Brown, nigga. I seen he had the jacket on. I said, boy, you wearing the shit out that jacket. Where's from? So I had to buy me one for myself. I'm that type of nigga. Like, I don't think there's nothing wrong with getting inspired or copying or doing none of that. But it's like, bro, just say it, bro. We already know. So you just trying to convince us that he a crackhead and you trying to act like, you know what I'm saying? You trying to act like you didn't steal this and you still holding on to the fact that, you know, like, we all know you wasn't selling bricks across the country, bro. You was a correctional officer, bro. We already know that. So you might as well stop acting like we don't know.
And crack, we'll get there shortly. But I aspire to be the hater that like Rick Ross is. So Rick Ross tries to sun the real Rick Ross.
Right.
And says, man, listen, man, like, you wasted your time bringing him on, huh? Then they pulled up the numbers, and dude got 1.6 million views for an interview, right? Listen, the real Rick Ross interview will probably outperform the rapper Rick Ross interview. That's just a fact.
That nigga didn't even get 10%. Yeah.
So then, Patrick Bet-David is petty. He then begins to read the comments, and all the comments is like positive and pro the real Rick Ross and anti the rapper Rick Ross. So the rapper Rick Ross begins to read comments that don't exist. So he just begins to make up comments in his head that don't exist.
I'll tell you, nigga like that, boy, you gotta be careful around nigga like that, boy. Nigga like that, boy, you gotta be careful, boy. Ain't no telling what he might, cause he just delusional. He one of them niggas that lie so much, he start believing his lie. He one of them niggas. Trust me. I done did it before. You know what I'm saying? You ever lie to a motherfucker and you lie so many times, you might lie to your mama. No, mama, I wasn't over there. I was at my cousin's house. I ain't go over there. That's where you told me not to go. You start lying to yourself so much, to your mama so much, you like, well, shit, did I? I ain't go. You start believing it. You start believing what the fuck you telling your mama. Do your homework.
David, that he is diminishing the value of his show by bringing up this dude because this dude ain't nothing. And then he revisits the crackhead accusations and further and double down in accusing the real Rick Ross of being a crack user actively.
So I'm trying to see, I'm giving you my last alley hoop, and I'm trying to see what you're going to do with this one.
It's not an alley hoop. This is...
If you don't respect everyone, then you're
real
disrespecting
Rick Ross,
yourself.
not the correctional officer wannabe. This is 6 years ago. So that's why I keep like, why you keep trying to act like it's a secret?
This is...
I feel like this man...
Informant / crackhead.
Was he the reason why you named yourself what you named yourself, or not at all? Was there any influence?
Not at all. Man, shut the fuck up, bro. Come on, bro. What we talking about, bro?
There.
He's a crackhead.
See how this is disgusting behavior. This is just pure 100%. This is making me lose respect for Rick Ross. Like, this is just hate. This is just a pure hater. A pure hater. When there's no reason to not like somebody and you sitting here lying and acting like you came up with Rick Ross yourself, which is possible, but okay, if I start rapping and I call myself Drake, and then I come on this motherfucker and say, yeah, let's say I call myself Drake Owl. Did you get your inspiration from Drake? No, not at all. Like,
what are you talking about? Pull up crack. Pull up smoking crack. Freeway smoking crack. This what you should be talking about on your
him smoking crack.
You letting me down. You're disappointing me because where's the crack? Pull it up. What? I don't see it. Pull up the headlines.
You're saying now or back in the days? Because we know back in the days he had issues.
We don't know nothing. I'm asking to pull it up. Yeah. Where's the facts? We talking facts. When he sued me, he had to admit the facts about him being an informant, cooperating with this and that.
We know that. We talked about that. That's not something that we don't know.
Why you're not? That's what people.
That was the conversation. No, and that's why the interview did well, because we specifically talked about that. He had a big role in
you
that.
ain't mentioning it to me.
Oh, no. The question I asked
that he was abusing crack.
Yeah,
I'm sure he came and lied to you and told you he made $3 million a day, and he never did. He ever show you a home?
No.
Did he ever show you a home?
He said he owned.
Did he show you his car collection?
No.
Did he show you his watch collection?
Well, he didn't show you that because he was selling drugs, bro. In like the 80s and the 90s. He went to prison for I don't know how long. How the fuck I'm going to show you the house and the car collection from when I made $3 million selling drugs 30 years ago after my prison sentence? And they done took my houses and my cars. And what are you talking about? You know he was making that crazy money. That's why you stole his story, stole his name, and came out, I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover.
The $3 million a day, where was it going to? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This PBD, your listeners deserve better. This is Ricky Rose.
Did he at all inspire the name, though? That's the only question.
I thought I've answered that 3 times.
I don't think you did. I think you went to crack, and I know he had the crack issue.
Why would a crackhead
introduce it to a lot of young kids, and it was a bad thing?
Why would a crackhead inspire the boss, Rick Ross, to want to be the informant? That's not.
Why do you keep talking about informant like you weren't the police? Why do you keep talking about informant like you wasn't the police? All this $3 million a day shit is in federal documents, bro. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? He's been arrested for being a drug lord. Federal prosecutors estimated that during the 1980s, Freeway Rick Ross generated a gross earning in excess of $900 million, equivalent to over $2 billion today, with a personal profit of nearly $300 million from his nationwide cocaine empire. During the peak of his operation, he claimed that he made. So you see how it claimed. But federal prosecutors estimate, like, what the fuck? You ain't went to prison for no damn drugs. You was the fucking prison guard. You actually were a substantial, outstanding, great prison guard. We can pull up all the paperwork right now if you want to. We've already did videos on it. You were an upstanding, great, a perfect attendance prison guard. Why do you keep talking about being I don't give a fuck what he was informing on. You were the police. What the fuck?
That's why the lawsuit failed.
This is why, like, sometimes, bro, you just gotta let motherfuckers be like, it ain't no point of sitting here talking. Ain't nothing you gonna do. You could pull up, if there was a picture right now and you could just pull it up and see him with 900 million, y'all would say, you know what I'm saying? The feds, you think the feds came and locked this drug lord up for no reason, just for shits and giggles? just because he sold a few bricks on the weekend. They don't get no fuck about that. They locked him up because he was on some American El Chapo shit, man. Like, how you think he got caught?
Have never spoken one-on-one.
Whack 100 already posted the paperwork for, the real Rick Ross, where apparently he took the stand, he testified against somebody.
Who cares?
Or give statements against somebody. However, he claims that person told on him first, so he's returning the favor. It's all crazy. But the rapper Rick Ross is being disingenuous right now.
Very.
When the rapper Rick Ross was trying to figure out his stage name, when he was trying to build his persona, when he was a correctional officer, you think he knew that the real Rick Ross gave a statement at some point? No. Right. That's fairly new. That's fairly brand new.
That's fairly new.
Now, Rick Ross winning this lawsuit doesn't prove that he didn't copy the name and the image from the real Rick Ross. All it proves
just mean that he ain't had
there's nothing
paperwork
in the laws and the statute saying he can.
Right.
There's nothing in the rules and the laws that says that he can't name himself after somebody.
He didn't own the name legally. People just called him that. He was known for that.
That's that's simple. Like, that's all that says. Right? But he's being very disingenuous because, of course, he copied the real Rick Ross's name. Right? Again, down to his backstory, which was fraudulent, right? Down to his history, his lore, his everything. It all came from the story of the real Rick Ross. So
the crazy part, the crazy part is like you trying to act like you didn't get the name from this, right? So let's just do some simple, very simple Google searches. When you type in the name Freeway Rick Ross, overview, what's his name? Ricky Donnell Ross. That's free. The Freeway Ricky Ross, his legal government name is Ricky Donnell Ross. Rick Ross. Makes sense, right? The rapper Rick Ross' legal name is William Leonard Roberts Jr. So you trying to say that you didn't get the name from, or you just came up with that, right? And then you just rapped like you was a drug dealer while you was a correctional officer. You just rapped like a drug dealer, but you didn't get the name from the actual drug dealer. What are we talking about, bro? And the fact that you got rappers and this is why I tell y'all this should be fake, bro. Stop caring about what these celebrities do. Cause niggas will tell you this, that, and third, or they mad about this snitch, that snitch, but they'll hop on 1,052 songs with Rick Ross. You see how that worked? When he was a correctional officer, he was the police. He was the police. Like,
so for him to try to downplay him as just a rat is crazy, bro.
Brother, you lowering the standards of the interview now. We can't focus on crack.
If I ran a poll.
We can't focus on crack. I have a car show coming out that's so huge. My dentist, shout out to Dr. Mario Montoya. There's people out here that Freeway Rick Ross, he could have used a teeth cleaning. Did you offer him a teeth cleaner?
I should have.
Heavy plaque.
You think so?
Oh man, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And
but you guys never met.
I got a dentist office. We actually was during a lawsuit. Yeah, he reached out to shake my hand, and I didn't shake his hand. He said it in an interview.
He said he called you in 2008, and he said sometime you guys
he never called me.
He said, and you offered to help him or something like that.
Stop. Big cap. If I offered to help him, why would he sue and not get nothing? Come on, man. You got to be smarter than that.
But what y'all think, man? Do y'all feel like Rick Ross is a crack user, and do y'all feel like 50 Cent is broke?
That don't even make sense. I don't know. He just hating. He just saying anything, hating, trying to go viral and shit. Talking about 50 Cent broke. Like, I don't niggas be on some weird shit. It's one thing to be joke. It's one thing to like joke and troll, and like if you want to troll 50, come with like just trying to act like he broke and to say he live in a 2-bedroom apartment. It's just hating. It's just hate. I don't give a fuck how much I don't like somebody. I'm not no hater. Me and you could hate each other guts. to the core, which I don't feel like that about nobody. Like, I don't hate nobody guts like that. You know what I'm saying? There's some people I don't like on the internet, but I don't hate you. Like, you know, like I don't wish nothing bad on you or nothing. But even if I did, if you came out with if me and you watching, if we hated each other, but I knew you had M's, I knew you was rich as fuck, I'm not gonna get on the podcast and act like you broke. Man. That's just hating. That's hating. I'm not gonna get on the podcast and act like you ain't got no money or act like you can't rap or act like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna give a nigga his credit. I don't give a fuck if we arch nemesis. I could be a Bulls fan. I still give the Lakers their credit. I could be a OKC fan. I still say Wemby cold, boy. Like, that's just being a man and not a hater. He just looked like a hater.